What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 13. Top DFS picks. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to give you my top DFS picks for today's Sunday football slate. And if you stay to the very end after all my picks and after I show you the Draft Dashboard tools, I'll give you my super secret sleeper pick that no one's talking about. Okay, let's see who we have at the quarterback position. Hey, if you have the salary, pay up for Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the slate. He just lost his running back. He's going to have to throw the ball a ton. So my top pick is Patrick Mahomes, but I'm going to move on to another guy that's a little less obvious. I like Deshaun Watson for the Houston Texans playing the Cleveland Browns, who are the 5th worst defense overall, and they're about middle of the pack defending opposing quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson has scored 29, 11, and 20 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 21.8 fantasy points per game on the season. He gets an average of 5.6 rush attempts per game. He got 9 rushes last game. That's great news for fantasy quarterbacks, and Deshaun Watson is only $6,100 DraftKings salary. He's $1,800 more on FanDuel, projected at 20 fantasy points here in Week 13. I think Deshaun Watson at home is a good play. His ownership should be lower than some of the other quarterbacks. He's got that 30-point upside like you saw last game. He can break a long run and get in the end zone for huge fantasy points. I love Deshaun Watson versus the Cleveland Browns. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all our DFS tools for NFL, and the tools for NBA are awesome. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Okay, let's see who we have at the running back position. So we know Kareem Hunt is out, and Spencer Ware opened up as one of the best value plays on the slate. He's going to be high owned. So I'm going to give you another lower salary running back that's going to be much more low owned. If you want to play him in tournaments, I think he's a great play. I like LaShawn McCoy from the Buffalo Bills playing the Miami Dolphins, who are the 7th worst defense overall, and they give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing running backs. LaShawn McCoy has scored 6, 28, and 7 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 10.2 fantasy points per game on the season. He gets 3.5 targets per game and 12.8 rushes per game, but that rush count has gone up quite a bit the last 2 games. 17 rush attempts last game, 26 the game before that. LaShawn McCoy is only $4,900 DraftKings salary, projected at 12 fantasy points here today. This guy's going to be super low owned because he really hasn't done much at all this year. But they're getting him involved in the offense. He's got a great matchup, he's got a ton of talent, and he's just ready to break out. I think LaShawn McCoy is a sneaky play here in Week 13 versus Miami Dolphins. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's see who we have at the wide receiver position. I like Adam Humphries for the Tampa Bay Bucks playing the Carolina Panthers, who are the 8th worst defense overall and about middle of the pack defending opposing fantasy wide receivers. Adam Humphries has scored 17, 15, and 7 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 11.4 fantasy points per game on the season. He gets almost 6 targets per game, and Deshaun Jackson is going to be out, which means Adam Humphries should get a few more targets. Adam Humphries is $4,200 DraftKings salary, projected at 12.2 fantasy points here in Week 13. This is a home game for Humphries. He's been on fire. He should get more targets this game. I think this is a great spot for him at a low salary. Adam Humphries has a great opportunity to crush value here in Week 13 versus the Carolina Panthers. Okay, moving on to the tight end position. I like Kyle Rudolph for the Minnesota Vikings versus the New England Patriots, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, but they give up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Kyle Rudolph has scored 13, 3, and 5 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 8.9 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 5.1 targets per game. Kyle Rudolph is only $3,600 DraftKings salary. He's $2,000 more on FanDuel. I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 9.5 fantasy points here in Week 13. The tight end position is the way to attack the Patriots. I think Kyle Rudolph is going to be more involved in this game plan than he has in games before. He's super low salary. If he finds the end zone, he's going to hit value. I think his ownership will be low because there's a lot of other good tight ends on the slate. Travis Kelce's the stud. Cameron Brate is some value with OJ Howard out. CJ Uzoma, Jared Cook. These are all great tight end plays. I'm going to give Kyle Rudolph a chance here in Week 13 versus the New England Patriots. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. You've unlocked the bonus content. Okay, my super secret sleeper pick for Week 13 is Jermaine Kearse from the New York Jets playing the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans have a really good defense overall, but they give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Jermaine Kearse has scored 19, 4, and 5 fantasy points in the last 3 games. He's only averaging 6.6 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 6.5 targets per game, but he got 12 targets last game and he scored 19 fantasy points. Jermaine Kearse is $4,000 DraftKings salary, $1,000 more on FanDuel, projected at 8.2 fantasy points here in Week 13. The ownership on this guy has to be super low. Yeah, he had a good game last game, but the Jets have a backup quarterback going. There's not going to be a lot of eyeballs on this guy. If he gets over 10 targets again this game at $4,000 salary, he should crush value at low ownership. I think Jermaine Kearse is worth a look here in Week 13. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for Week 13. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.